Welcome back to Beholder to One Shots. Today we are doing a one-shot of World of Wyldrvir, which was created by B and Ava. I found them on Twitter, and we have quite a few people here to join us in this fun little adventure that B is going to run us through. We have Joel, who's an indie tabletop creator as well. We will be playing his games in the future. We have Dan from The Last Tapestry, Sheryl from Nature Check, and then, of course, Greg and I are here as well. B, take it away.
Alrighty then. So, whenever the game of Wyldrvir starts, I usually begin by asking everyone to introduce their characters, because this game assumes you are all at least somewhat familiar with each other as a traveling party. So the first start of the game lets us get to know each other and or start making some possible bonds that can go into the beginning of the story. So I'll just go chat order for the sake of ease. Joel, would you like to introduce your character?
Yeah. So I should I do it in my character voice or should I
Whatever makes you comfy.
Always the character voices if you have them.
Oh man, okay, here it goes. Hello! I am Aeronaut.
I love it.
I'm a moon Eladon, whose family was from Meritol and was banished. See, we are thrill-seeking pirates, or well, we were, before we were banned from Meritol. And now, I am a daredevil seeking to reclaim my family name by popularizing a sport of my own invention, Sharko Polo. And yeah, that's I'm from Oa, and yep, that's me. Yep.
Sharko Polo is wonderful.
It's a thing, I guess.
I suppose next would be Sheryl. Would you like to introduce yourself and your character?
I guess I can try, but I don't know how I'm going to follow that. So I will be playing Gravel Road, a stone eidolon. They use they, them pronouns, and they're just a sort of stalwart companion that travels around with their sibling. So they don't necessarily have a specific motivation like Arrow, but they're just a good sort of solid foundation for the friend group.
Awesome. I believe Mickey is up next.
Rocky Road here, and I'm here to make sure that my sibling is always treated with respect, or I will beat you up. But also, she is a stone eidolon as well, and is 5 minutes older than her sibling, and will make sure that everybody remembers that.
Amazing. Next up, Dan.
Yeah, I'm playing Tsunami, who is a moon eidolon, and she belongs to the Nami family from Meritol, who are very protective of their trading-based wealth, as well as leery about pirates like Arrow's family. But
oh, shit.
however formed she may be, however formed she may be by her family's stuffy viewpoints, she's slowly beginning that maybe actually she would like to be a pirate, possibly. So I presume this is how it's okay that both her and Arrow are friends.
Yes.
She does not completely agree with her family here.
That makes sense. And lastly, Greg.
Well, the only one without a pun name. My character is Xenos Cobblepot. I am a male halfling. A bit of a kind of a stage magician, not magic wise, more like an escape artist.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working in that kind of a thing for quite a few years now. I don't really have any family left in the town in what is it, city of Inovin or Inovin?
Inovin.
Inovin, thank you. But yeah, just trying to keep my eyes open and make sure that I'm always slippery enough to get away when I need to.
Makes sense. Alright, I love these characters already. So, I think it could be fun. And this is something I have not tried with the other playtests, but I love these characters a lot, so I want to try it. Because it's something that people can do, and I want to give it a test. So in the core document, there are a bunch of story starters, which are little possible prompts that can go off into a whole session, hopefully. And there's a couple for each city-state, for each major location. And a bunch of you guys come from different places, so I thought it could be fun to ask the question of, where are you traveling to? Where is this group currently going?
I think a fun idea could be the whole pirate thing.
Yeah, that seems like a...
I have cartography or cartography, that's the word. I have that skill as well as survival, so it would make sense to why she kind of has those skills.
Mm-hmm.
So we could all be on Aeronaut's pirate ship.
That sounds very fun. Okay.
Sure.
If that's cool with what everyone wants to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll be the jester.
Okay, so I think that I have a way to go off from here. So, you guys have taken to the sea. How long do you think you've been on this ship? We're still kind of setting the scene here.
I'll let somebody else answer.
It depends on how sick everybody is of my many escape antics.
2 days, so super sick of it.
All right, good.
Like day one, you tried to show that you can like walk the plank, but still show back up onto the ship, and then like it was cool the first time.
The first time. 13th and 14th time, not so much.
By the 14th time, well, like you'd already done you've already done like a show them how it works run to try and like gauge some more interest. So like now it's just like we get it now. Yeah.
But this time I'm doing it in chains.
Oh, now that's intriguing.
Ah, see?
So you guys are on the ski, and we're gonna say I like 2 days. You've been out for 2 days. You probably have enough food for a few more days, but I don't know how you all are feeling about being on the water for so long. And that's where we will begin. I will let you guys kind of play in this space for a little bit first.
Rocky will turn to Gravel and go, "This is fun, but I really, really, really don't like being this far away from stone. Like, what am I supposed to mess with? Like, wood? Come on."
I concur. The lack of solid ground under us is less than ideal.
I think Arrow overhears this and says, "Come, but where's your sense of fun, adventure, and glory that seeks out us all?"
Well, nobody will fight me, so I don't know.
Was that what we're looking to do? Are we looking to do a scrap, a little bit of a Donnybrook?
God.
Donnybrook, nice.
Oh my god.
You broke me, hold on.
Amazing.
I just think it'll help pass the time if we had a little bet to see who would win. It'll be me, but we can let others perceive that they'll win.
That's a threat.
Intriguing. And what kind of wager would you propose?
What kind of coins are there? Is it gold?
They're called cogs, but they're like they can be colored
Cog.
different ways. Like a gold-coated cog means more than
Two cogs.
Intriguing. And what would we have to do to win these 2 cogs?
Well, I win when you are on the ground.
Jesus.
Oh, it is a scrap. Oh, well, I understand then.
I'm just watching this whole thing go down while I'm completely wrapped in chains, just standing on the end of the plank,
You're just like,
just watching this happen.
yeah, this is fine.
Sue, I will need you to take the wheel for just a moment while I deal with this ruffian on my deck.
I have the wheel. I wanted to put money on that ruffian.
You can
you're
still put
hedging-
some cogs on me. You'll win.
Oh, you're hedging your bets in the wrong place.
No,
Watch as I deal with this.
I think it's the right place, dear. I suppose I'll put down 3 cogs and I'll go steer the ship if you desire.
Well, to be fair, I mean, someone should steer the ship. I unless we want to get way off course.
I will steer. The rest of you can have your whatever it is you're having.
Donnybrook!
There you go.
I've never heard that word before, and I love it.
A little background. about why you guys set out to sea. There are some, very nice shells and different ornaments, and there's a very big mercantile festival coming up in Maritol, and you guys thought that maybe if you collected some stuff out on sea, you can maybe put it together and make some nice, make a few cogs out of some nice jewelry and things like that. Fund the next leg of your big adventure,
How fun.
So you're fishing, but less for fish and more so for fun trinkets.
I like shiny things.
Yes.
As do I.
So I think it'll be very easy for you guys to have, been hunting for shiny things. But I think you're taking a current little break from shiny thing hunting at the moment.
Rocky will go, hold my crystal, and then hand the crystal to Gravel. It's her prized possession.
Nice. Aeronauts is going to walk down to the deck and grab a bit of rope from his belt and just begin to sway back and forth in a dexterous motion. Come at me whenever you feel ready.
It's amazing.
I will just run at him then, I guess.
Okay. So, I guess, okay. Rocky, do you have anything you think is going to help you in this jump? Like an attribute you think?
I have Brawler.
That'll absolutely help. Arrow, do you have any? What is your plan at this stone eidolon just coming at you?
Oh, absolutely. So I intend on using my quick reflexes to dodge out of the way and trip her up with some rope.
Okay. So I'm assuming quick reflexes was the name of one of your attributes?
Yes.
Okay, so both of you will roll using a d20 and that attribute dice. And judging by how good those two rolls are, it will determine what comes next.
So you roll a d20 and the
dice.
d10?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, crap. That was not great.
Oh, mine was also not great, but I got 13.
Okay.
I only got a 7.
So, Rocky, you come headlong at Arrow, and you kind of take a moment, maybe just kind of enjoying the fact that you're feeling that adrenaline course. Even though you're on the land, you're this is where I feel comfy, And Arrow takes that moment to kind of leap out the way. And I think maybe you don't successfully wrap them up fully in the rope, but you manage to trip them up a little bit, It absolutely gets in, between Rocky's feet, but you don't manage to, net them or do anything like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. If it's in their feet, can I use harnessing the wind to jet into the sky and pull on the rope as hard as I can?
You absolutely can. Rocky, do you have any sort of response to that?
Can I use Survivalist to stop
You
it
could
from
try and
happening?
pull yourself out the rope, yeah.
Good question,
Sure.
actually. Can I cheat? And as Arrow's trying to take off, can I use my cryomancy to make the ground below him slippery?
Oh my God. This is a three-way chain of events. Okay. So
I put cogs on her,
did,
okay?
You did. You gotta
That's
get
fair.
your money's
That's fair.
worth. Okay, so I'll do this. Okay, I guess Sue will go first because what happens to the ground will influence what next. So Sue, you go first.
Yep.
Roll
Okay.
with your cryomancy, d20, and the dice you use for cryomancy.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
What do I use for a D? Okay, so hold on, I think I did this wrong.
You have a d8 in Cryomancy?
Yes.
No, you did it right then.
No, I think I didn't roll a D20. I think I just entered 20, but
Oh,
13.
Oh.
13.
Oh,
So 13.
I was like,
I was like,
Yeah, so 13 is definitely good. You have definitely, there's some slick ice on the floor. That has succeeded. I do not know if it'll be enough to slip up Arrow, though. That'll be determined by your harnessing the wind. If you beat 13, I will
Alright.
assume that it has very low.
what would happen if I got a 13?
Oof, exactly there. So I'm gonna say you do slip up, but it's not fall on your face bad. You know what I mean? Since it's right there, you definitely slip. You lose a bit of your balance. I think it might be easier for Rocky to get out of the rope because you kind of lose focus on that and try to gain more focus on not falling.
Yeah, because that's the wager. That's first person to the ground
Right.
here. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
All right.
So like you slip up, but you do manage to get into the air, but you're probably like in the air, like kind of like like legs out as if you were sitting, you know, like you kind of pushed yourself up mid fall.
Oh, for sure.
So it's like a little awkward looking, but you know. And how did you do, Rocky?
I got a 22 to get out of the ropes, and I'm going to try to grab the rope
Oh my god, yeah.
and yank him back towards me.
Okay, yeah. That good of a roll, I will say you slip out no problem at all. And you probably do manage to grab it. I'm gonna say, Arrow, you see Rocky grab and like start to yank. Are you gonna try and do anything to stop it?
You know what? I'm gonna go full on The Empire Strikes Back on this. I'm gonna just try and let her hold the rope and use my harnessing the wind to fly around her.
Oh my god, okay. So harnessing the wind, I'm gonna say versus maybe do you think Brawler would count for like this hard pull, or do you have some?
I have rough exterior.
That might work. That will probably work much better, much cleaner. So yeah, that'll be the contest here.
Ugh,
17.
Ooh, tough fact.
Nope. That is an 11.
Yep. So you try and you maybe manage to get like to start, kind of maybe you float towards her side, but that doesn't really matter as well as yank and just you fall.
I start to use his momentum to wrap around my arm to make it easier for me to yank down.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. And I guess the only way to save yourself here, Arrow, is if you can try and land on your feet.
You know what? I'm actually gonna use one of my attributes, which is Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
Since she is trying to pull me towards her, I imagine her legs like she's probably has like a wide stance. So I want to just dive between her legs and try and pull.
Oh my god. Okay.
That's great.
Jesus.
Yeah, let's roll for Daredevil. It's amazing. Do you have any counter to that, Rocky? Or
I don't know, because I have harnessing the stone, and I kind of wish I could just like shoot stone out, but I just said it was a wooden ship, so I don't know if that would work.
I mean, you have like small bits of rock and crystal. You have that crystal. You do have that crystal.
Can I use the
someone's
crystal? And
Right?
You could probably
could I use my? No.
you probably like fling it around using that.
Oh no, crystalline armor. I can use that. It's my
Oh, yeah,
race
that'd-
feature.
Yeah. So roll with that, I suppose.
Oh no, that's not great. 8.
So like a few crystal spines do kind of jut out from you, but you realize like, maybe not like from like maybe your arms and your elbows, and you're like, cool, but not really what I was hoping. It does look very cool.
Oh man, I see these spikes and I'm just like trying to roll and ooh, 24.
God damn it.
Nice.
Yet you manage to like right between and just it is a display. I want to kind of want to pull back for a second. Gravel, Sue, Xenos, you guys are probably just like going about your business, you know? Except Sue, who's like steering, but absolutely like trying to turn things in Robin's favor. But like you just kind of watch this whole display for a moment, and I'm just curious what's going on over with you three as this thing is going down.
As I said, I'm literally just standing on the gangplank, or the gangplank, just standing there watching everything happen, just completely wrapped in chains, and I'm still kind of like clapping to myself, like, "Yay, it's happening!" But as of that, aside from that, I'm not really doing much.
Are you really
right now.
rooting for anyone, or is it more just like, ooh, violence?
It's like, ooh, entertainment,
Yeah,
and I'm not the one providing it, so.
nice. Gravel, are you up to anything at the moment?
Well, Rocky handed me her crystal before she started the brawl, so I've got it like between two fingers of my offhand, just sort of like held up in the air, basically like where she placed it. I just haven't moved it, and I'm just sort of stolidly staring at the horizon, like I'm not even watching whatever's going on.
Do you have any sort of like perception-based attributes at all?
I do. I have eye for detail.
Absolutely. Do you want to roll with that?
Sure.
Cool.
That is a 24.
Nice.
Awesome. So, like, it's very clear. You are like, there's no big storm at sea today or anything. Like, as much as this is foolishness, it's probably not going to cause a lot of, consequences, thankfully. But, like, you do see, like, a bit of a glimmer beneath you as you're starting to sail over stuff, and you see more of these little, just, like, glimmers in the water, and it's just, whatever it is, it's shiny.
Does it resemble the shininess that we're looking for?
Yeah, I would say that it's like any and all shinies are what you're looking for. Whatever you can use into like something you can make. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You have some people knowledgeable with stonecraft. You have some people who are good out at the sea. Work together. You can probably make some really nice like seashell jewelry, some cool things together like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is
You're
Sue
combined there.
is Sue paying attention to the fight, or is she just steering?
Sue's splitting her attention between the fight and the steering. So I think she's completely not even paying attention to the sparklies out there.
Yeah.
All right, then I'll sort of lean over and it's just an absolutely massive, heavy stone hand on your shoulder and say, I think we might be over what we're looking for.
Sue turns and she's like, What do you mean? You found something?
There are shinies below the ship in the water. I don't know what kind, but they're there.
Okay, yeah, I think this sufficiently distracts her from the fight. Could, like, we try to get this out of the water with, like,
This
I
ship
forget.
has like materials that a ship would have, such as like nets, things.
Okay,
Like
cool.
that. It's a fully decked out ship. Like, yeah, all that stuff is pretty much assumed, so you're good. I will move back really quickly to Rocky and Arrow. So like, you may notice at the corners of your eyes, Sue and Gravel start to like talk a bit onto the side. But Arrow, what is your plan as you are like basically trying to Empire Strikes Back this situation?
Oh yeah, so I already know what's happening here. So I have the rope.
Mm-hmm.
I dive between Rocky's legs. I come to the deck, slide on the ice, and then pull as hard as I can.
Oh, okay. Do you have anything like that you think could work for the pull?
I think it's not so much the strength of it. I think I'm just trying to go as fast as I can. So I think I think it might be like a quick tug. So I think I'll try to use quick reflexes.
That works. It's more of like a whip kind of motion than like a long pull. I get you.
Oh yeah, I mean, like he's not a particularly muscular individual. I mean, he he's not like a bulky. I mean, he has some strength to him, but it's more of like an agileness.
Yeah, I gotcha. No. While you roll for that, Rocky, what are you going to try and do as you see this begin to transpire?
I'm going to use my armor again because it says it helps me with being grounded.
Yes. So you could probably like use that to kind of like make some like stone/crystalline stuff appear on your feet and like try and make it harder for you to be pulled.
Yes, so my crystal armor travels down my feet and locks onto the ship.
That's cool. That's very good imagery.
And I got a 23.
Awesome.
Oh, that is gonna beat what I had, which is gonna be a 13.
So you managed to pull off this this maneuver, and as you yank, you're like, yes, I did it, and you like have this very happy moment that gets snuffed as you see like Rocky just stand there with like these stones digging into the ship a bit.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And
Yep.
you're kind of at a bit of an impasse. You're kind of holding this rope. They're stuck there, and you're both a bit of a distance away. You're kind of just looking at each other now.
I just say, you're on the floor, I win.
No, I'm not.
You slid on the floor. You're on the floor, I win.
No, I slid on my feet. I am standing.
You had to get on your back to get under my legs.
You see, but if I never touch the ground, because I have my powers...
Nope, I win. She lets go of the rope.
Amazing.
I guess I'm gonna walk back up to the wheel, just sort of like
Forget it.
oh, good show. It was an entertaining scrap. Sue, is there anything on the horizon?
2 cogs for me and 3 cogs for Sue.
Yep.
Suze,
I don't believe you won, but I will hand over the money regardless.
Yeah. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, you have it on.
Sure. I mean, I feel like I have a ship, so I mean, I have some cogs there.
Yeah, you're good. Don't even, like, there isn't an explicit money amount for the one-off, so I'm just like, you're good. Don't even worry.
Cool.
Suddenly you're
Spent all your money on the ship.
No.
I own the ship now.
Oh man, I just got Landoed in this
You
scenario.
only scrap for pink slips. Yeah, no, you hand over the 5 cogs, and you are heading over to Sue, who is currently in a conversation with Gravel. But yeah, so I will let that 4-way little sequence play out.
Yeah, so I hand Sue the money, and I say, anything interesting on the horizon?
Well, yes. Gravel noticed something under the waves, something sparkly.
Wondrous. Do we have any idea what it might be?
I suppose we'll have a better idea once we get a net and pull it up out of the waves.
Should we go down and take a look first?
Well, I suppose we could.
I mean, both you and I are Moon Eliton, after all.
I suppose. Why do you have to make everything into an adventure, Arrow? We could just throw a net and be done with it.
Ah, but what good is that?
Plenty good. Then we have it, and it's in a net, and we don't have to be underwater. What if there's something scary down there?
Oh, I suppose we won't go delving the depths to see what's down there.
While they're arguing, I start lowering the anchor so that we don't sail past the spot.
Yeah.
Solid
Just
choice.
silently lowering the anchor.
Just watching all the
like,
shinies go
I
away.
just have this. I have this very wonderful visual in my head, where like as Sue and Arrow are talking Gravel, you just kind of like go down, kind of head over to where the anchor is. You see Xenos just kind of like there with their chains, just kind of happily bobbing on the plank.
Yep.
You're gonna pass them by, maybe give like a slight little confused wave. Then you just start like silently doing the work to get the anchor down.
Absolutely.
And just like you could like almost see in the background the two talking and having their discussion as they're just kind of like and Sue and Arrow in the background, you can see Gravel just kind of like doing this very important job.
Sure, yep.
Rocky walks up to Gravel and goes, "Did you see? I won."
I just wordlessly, with the 2 fingers, hand her back her crystal and keep lowering the anchor.
I take it. I was like, "It was awesome. You should have seen it."
Amazing.
As that little exchange happens, I'm gonna start jumping up and down, like, "Yay! Good job, Rocky! You did!" And I'm gonna fall off the gangplank into the ocean.
Is this part of his trick?
At this, I look at. I guess would Sue and I see this? Because I imagine we're the ones who keep going in the ocean to like retrieve him.
Yeah. You maybe
Excuse me, I get back myself. Thank you.
it's a mix of like hearing the sound of falling and also like the wooden brrrr of the plank as it gets jumped off, you know?
Gotcha. I just sigh and like rub my brow and do you want to go get him this time, or do you think that he's going to reappear on the deck?
I'll just go get him, just so that we can all enjoy this whatever the sparkly thing is together. Are you going down?
Well, if you want to go get him, I'll take the wheel back if that's.
Certainly, I suppose I can go collect him then.
By all means. And I take the wheel back. Yeah.
Sue, you just kind of have to sigh a bit, head over to the plank. Xenos, are you doing anything to try and get back, or are you just falling?
No, I hit the water. I immediately start trying to undo the chains. I have survivalist, if that would work.
That makes sense to me.
Okay, cool. So just so I'm clear, it's roll the die for that plus a d20.
Yep.
Okay.
The numbers kind of skew high, but that's fine.
Gotcha. Right. So I rolled a 22 total.
Yeah. So you start the process of getting these chains off pretty effectively, even though you're in water somehow.
Awesome.
It's definitely impressive. If only you had an
If
audience.
only anybody saw it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There's a couple fish that are just staring at me like, whoa.
Yeah, there's like some like tetras, just like. Whoa.
If an escape artist gets out of his chains in the woods.
The better question is who trapped him in the first place.
Hmm.
In the woods. Anyway.
So many unanswered questions.
So Arrow, you're taking the wheel back, and Sue, you kind of like lean over the plank, and you see Xenos just kind of like spinning a bit and starting to get the chains off. What are you gonna do about this situation? Do you think they got it, or are you gonna help them out?
I was tasked to look at him, right? To go maybe help him out.
Mhm.
Okay. Now I'm trying to decide what I should do here. I should be nice or not so nice. So he's still under the water, right?
I don't know if he's fully submerged, but like his head is above water, probably.
Barely.
They are very tiny.
Okay. She'll shout down to him, just like, do you need any help? It looks like you've got this handled.
No, I've got this. I have to do this. Just I guess if you want, just kind of stand there and kind of keep your eye on me to make sure I don't actually drown.
Okay. Do you want me to clap or something? Will that inspire you?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Amazing.
She gives a very dry clap.
It's kind of
Exactly. Yes.
I'll join
like
from
the
the
slope.
steering wheel. Just
Rocky starts clapping a little bit, like, yeah, what are we clapping for?
Oh, bravo, yes.
This is why you're my friends.
The whole ship is just like a light, dry to genuinely enthusiastic clap.
Only one is enthusiastic.
yeah, only one.
Only one enthusiastic clap.
All right, through the power of the friendship clapping, I guess.
Yes.
I will. Do I have to do
Totally
another roll
clear.
to try to get out of it completely, or?
Yep. Do you think maybe you could do survivalist, or if you think you have something better for it, then
No. I think survivalist is probably going to be the best I have for this kind of a situation.
fair enough. Yeah. So roll
Alright.
for it.
That's an 18.
Yeah, that normally would have been harder, but with the sheer determination gained by the totally sincere, absolutely genuine clapping of absolutely caring friends who totally care, you manage to get these chains off, and I kind of imagine you like kind of swing the chain around and just throw it onto the plank.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like this bit of chain is now on the plank, and it's just kind of right next to your foot, Sue.
She'll
Back up.
watch it. What?
Help me back up.
Oh, so now I have to help you back up after that whole display.
Yeah. This is like the 18th time I've done this. I figured you would have been used to this by now.
Do you want me to do it?
No, it's fine. I think I can do it. Just for like personal reference, Sue is a very small person. So hold on. I think though I'm going to live her truth since she is controlling and she's going to try to do it herself. So do I roll anything for this?
Well, first of all, do you have anything like remotely good for like grappling or pulling or anything like that? Just at base first.
Absolutely not. I do not.
It's absolutely okay. You
This
can
could be
still
fun.
just roll a d20. And anything you don't have an attribute for, you can just do a d20 for anyway. Because you're still going to do your best.
That's true.
You have something to prove here.
Oh, dang. 17.
Nice.
You do have something to prove. Yeah, you managed to just grab this and just boom, and maybe almost a little too forcefully for Xeno.
Help!
Back onto the plank, and you hear the plank bounce as Xeno just kind of like trails along. Because I imagine now you're kind of like pulling it like a leaf back onto the ship.
At this point, Aeronauts begins to applaud very vigorously. Oh, bravo! Yes.
I just put one hand up into the in victory while I'm face down on the deck.
I didn't know you were so strong, Sue.
I didn't either, but I suppose I'm really coming into my own on this ship.
Amazing.
Indeed.
So you're still anchored here, thank goodness. You've gotten Xenos off of the plank, thank goodness.
Immediately
Is
gonna start walking back toward the plane.
Yeah,
Nope.
immediately.
Rocky will grab you.
So you now have the mysterious, plentiful amount of shinies right below you.
Right after all of the hoopla is over, Gravel appears on deck, having just come up from below, with their arms full of like nets and buckets and other retrieval items.
There you are.
Gravel
I was
just-
looking for
I'm
you.
glad somebody's doing something.
Gravel can just make things happen in the background.
This is
That's
why
their
you're the smart
secret
one.
Superpower.
Gravel. They get things done.
They absolutely do. So you just drop all these nets and stuff on the main deck, and you just kind of like give everyone this look, just like, I'm the only one with the brain cell. That look.
I mean, I figure I'll let them have their fun, but also...
Yeah. Maybe it's not like a loud attention getting drop, it's more of like a gently place.
Thanks, Pebble. You're the best.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, what did you bring up? You said nets and buckets and stuff?
Nets, buckets, whatever we might think we need to retrieve whatever the shiny things happen to be.
Yep.
All right, so for my next trick, I am going to get into one of these buckets
Oh my god.
and put one of the nets over the top of it while I'm inside of it, and then try to find a way to wrap the chain around the net, so that way it's more difficult for me to get out.
How about we try that after we get shiny bits?
Why can't we do both?
Because you're taking up too much bucket space for the shinies.
I have never once in my life been told I've been taking up too much space.
Well, in a bucket that's super small.
Your head is popping out of this bucket. It's like,
Oh, that's adorable.
I want fan art if anybody is true.
Agreed.
I was just
out of
considering this.
bucket, rest in bucket. You have been completely. It is like bucket armor, except the legs are in the armor too.
Oh, he's a bucket lad.
There are so many scenes from this so far I want fan art of.
Right?
Agreed.
So you're just hopping. I just imagine their movement has been replaced with cartoonish like hops.
Yeah.
Inside the bucket.
I have two
I'm
questions.
in the bucket, just kinda
What are your questions?
First, does Xenos have anything like metal on his belt?
Yeah. I mean,
Ooh.
I have a bunch of like different tools, maybe like a wrench and a screwdriver and whatnot.
Okay, and then my second question for the GM is, a la Avatar, does geomancy work on metal?
Absolutely.
All right, then I would like to subtly try to use geomancy to stick Xenos into the bucket via the whatever metal items are on his belt, so that they sort of fuse with the bucket.
Oh my gosh. Do it.
Wait.
I love this.
So just roll with your geomancy still.
Live your
That's
truth.
a 21.
Oh, jeez, I don't know. Okay, so just wait. What exactly is it you're trying to do to me now?
Basically, I'm trying to fuse some metal item from your belt into the bucket that you're sitting in without you noticing.
I see.
I have this image of like the screwdriver and the wrench like lifting up a little bit at your magical call, like sprouting up and jamming themselves into the bucket and like molding together that way. That's kind of the visual I have of how this worked. So as soon as you just kind of like move to the left and right, you're like, you are utterly
I was
stuck
gonna
in
say,
this
can I
bucket.
actually? Would I be able to see anything like that happening at all? Because I have an eye for detail.
Ooh, that would absolutely be enough. Yeah, you could roll with that, and
All right.
obviously you could probably see them like stand at attention and start to,
All right, so I'm sitting in the bucket having this back and forth with Rocky, and then I guess I might see that. Let's see. I rolled a 28.
Oh yeah, that's actually really good. So you notice these two things like jolt up out of nowhere and start to try and like jab themselves into the bucket.
All right, so I'll see that happening, and I will immediately just kind of push myself up out of the bucket and kind of do this kind of like a backflip and land on my feet.
Go for it. I love this so much.
Oh God.
All right. I rolled a 12 for that.
That's so what was it just the D20? Was it a D20 and the
Oh, I'm
the whole
sorry.
event?
It was I was trying survivalist, but I don't know if that would count.
No, that would definitely work.
Okay.
That would definitely work. I'm just wondering what the dice was for survival.
It was a 10.
Okay, so it's pretty high. Okay, so 12 is pretty good. You definitely get out, but I'm gonna say like just to add some humor to this because it wasn't like a 20,
Yeah, of course.
It's not a bit of a humorous consequence. You flip out and you start your backflip, and your hand hits the part of the deck that was iced over
Oh God.
by sea. So you just like it kind of like goes from like a flip to more of like a whoop, and you have just fallen onto ice. Your back is on ice.
Oh God. This is a single hand victory again.
And the metal fuses, and you have realized you have lost your belt. Your belt is there. It is stuck in bucket.
Oh.
Your pants are fine, but your
Oh,
butt,
okay. Oh.
that's like you have beltless pants basically.
That was just kind of I mean, I get it, but that was kind of rude.
Well, you could have just stayed inside and had a bucket body. It would have been funnier.
Yeah, but how much fun would that have been for me?
You would have had a bucket protecting you at all times.
My God, you're right. I'm gonna go back in the bucket.
Just by the persuasive power of Rocky, you just right back into the bucket.
Into the same bucket, and I'm trying to like
I'm a
maneuver it so that I can put my
natural-born
belt back on.
You like hoist. It's like strapping into like a roller coaster now.
Yeah.
There's an audible thud as Gravel just smacks their face with their hand.
Oh yeah.
I'm used to that. It's fine.
And
Throwing the bucket lord into the ocean.
Sure,
to get the
and then I'll
shinies.
throw him over.
Is that what we're doing?
I can escape this.
GM, while all this has been happening,
yeah,
I imagine Arrow has gotten pretty bored,
Mhm.
and he wants adventure. So he's probably climbed up the rigging and is probably in the crow's nest, ready to dive from the crow's nest into the water.
okay.
And I imagine I'm up there. I'm about to do my, daredevil dive, and I see Xenos just thrown over in a bucket. And I think in a moment of panic, I'm like, that's not good. And I think I'm gonna jump after him.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna.
You definitely
Oh,
jumping
man.
is a free thing. You can just jump, but if you want like the panache and the grace, you can roll something for it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Daredevil on this because.
To make it look awesome.
Oh yeah, I mean it's gotta look awesome,
Of course.
right?
What other reason would there possibly need to be?
None.
They're
Literally none.
so they will manage. It's not as dangerous.
Oh. Ooh, that's a 22.
There
Nice.
are flips. There are turns. There's like a moment where you look like it almost like goes into slow mo for a second, and you get a chance to wink at the people on the deck before going all the way down. It's real cool.
Nice.
And the effect of that wink, however, that's up to the people on the deck. But you managed to do it. You did do that.
Oh sure, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Rocky didn't see it because she's looking over the ship at where she threw Xenos.
Yeah, that's very fair. Sue, Gravel, how have you reacted to what just transpired?
I think Sue is going to put a hand on each of the Rhodes siblings' shoulders and just be like, "You're my favorite part of this ship, really.
Thanks!
I don't know what I'd do without you."
That's very appreciated.
You'd probably be bored.
Oh no, I would not be bored with Eros and Xenos. Absolutely
Well,
not.
bored is the wrong term. Over-entertained?
That's a good one.
Yep, that tracks.
I probably would have thrown myself off the ship a long time ago.
I
That's
can
my
throw-
job.
I can throw you off like I just did Xenos.
Please no, let's watch the Bucket Lord do his thing.
I love it.
Is he actually going to retrieve anything, or
Let's hope so.
That's up to Xenos.
I
should
think-
we come up with another plan?
Yeah, I guess here's the question. So I guess I'm down there with the Bucket Lord at this point. Xenos, oh boy, are you ready to swim? Do you want to go down there and see what's going on underneath the waves?
I mean, I figured the bucket would just kind of weigh me down. I don't really need to swim.
I have this idea that you're kind of like bobbing in the bucket. It's like being
It's not working as well as
pushed
I
in.
initially intended.
Like think like a buoy.
Just my head like, whoa, whoa.
God.
And Eros, you like maybe dived in expecting to find like Xenos sinking, and then you like come up after like a few seconds of what, and you just realize, oh, they're there.
I'm very.
Just swaying
Yep.
My head's
waves.
full of lots of air.
Well, Xenos, oh boy, if you're going to just bob around here, I think I'm going to swim down and take a look and secure some handholds for this net that we're going to pull up this treasure.
All right. I mean, you do you, man. I'm gonna try to get out of the bucket without my pants coming off.
Would you like some assistance, or is that a solo
No.
job?
No.
You don't
I
need
got
help
this.
getting out of your pants.
Ask me later.
Wondrous! And I dive beneath the waves.
Oh my god. Okay. So, okay. It's gonna need a second. All right.
For those listening, Greg changed his name in Discord to the Bucket Lord.
It is my name forever
Actually
now.
crying.
Okay. Okay. Wait a second. Okay, so Xenos, you're gonna try and get out of your pants.
It's very tricky. The greatest escape attempt I've ever made yet.
Amazing. Wonderful. Go for it.
I just roll a die, I guess. Okay.
You could probably...
What could I mean...
What is the survivalist practicality of getting out metally infused into a bucket?
I have
You should probably have an escape artist skill.
Do you? Because I mean, that feels like it's what you're made for.
I mean, I don't immediately on the thing here, but I can add it.
You know what? I feel like this is like you've done things in the name of escape artistry enough times, and I feel like it is warranted. I don't. Usually, when you add a skill, it starts at a D4, like
Okay.
mechanically. But the more you use it, the more up it goes. You know.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay, so
if you
should I
want to
start
just
it as
give
a
yourself
D4,
escape
or-
artist at D4, and I'm sure by the time we're done, it'll be.
Yeah, probably. I can see that happening. All right, D4 it is then. Here we go. Not great. I rolled a 12.
You are struggling to get out of your pants. And with that
Why I
sentence,
wear Velcro.
and with that sentence, I will descend to the depths of the water with a and hopefully never come back.
Club.
Okay, yep. So Arrow, you're a moon eidolon. This is good. You are made for swimming. You don't need to worry about like air versus water. Like you are magically prepared for this, you know?
Indeed.
So you can just kind of search around if you have anything perceptive based.
I don't have anything perceptive based. I was just gonna swim down and try and get a closer look at it with my tide shifters.
That absolutely works. I'm very good with that.
Okay.
You can roll with that. That makes total sense to me.
Ooh, 22.
Ooh. Okay, so you are like moving the waves in the water to just like clear anything that could get in the way of your eyes, you know?
Mhm.
It's like no one is there to see it, but it does look very cool.
That's okay.
There's some regular fish who swim by and then are kind of like pushed a bit aside, and they kind of have a second of confusion and then just keep swimming because they're fish. But you start to see the shinies, and it looks like there's just a whole like bed of them just laid out, and there's like we're talking shells and like also not cogs but genuine like golden. It looks like the typical depiction of what a hoard of buried treasure would look like. It is almost cartoonishly lavish.
Ooh, can't.
There's even like a chest in the middle of it, like just the most cartoony depiction of buried treasure you have ever
Oh,
seen.
that's excellent. I think, yeah, I'm definitely gonna grab like the chest and try and like at least attach a rope to it and try and get it to swim. Try and swim back up with it.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna go in close to grab.
Yes, absolutely.
So you swim up very close. I almost imagine you kind of like put your feet on all of these shinies, you know,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and just like walk up and grab the chest. And as you push off the shinies to like swim back, you're swimming is what you're made for. I'm not gonna make you roll for like how good of a swimmer you are. It's literally like the thing, you know.
Sure. Yep.
But as you do notice what looks like maybe like a leg of some kind, like a very spindly, almost like pointed leg, kind of like jut out from under this bed and like plant itself onto the seafloor and start to like make a rising motion. It's going very slowly, so it's very clear that you're gonna beat this thing, but you do notice some sort of leg pop out as you're like starting to ascend back
Oh,
up.
wonderful. Can I? So I am gonna beat it to the top, right?
Oh, absolutely. This thing is bare. Like, if this is a thing, it is. If it's it's probably alive, but it is moving very slowly. Like you watch as this thing's like leg kind of peeks out of a hole, kind of takes a second, juts into the seafloor, takes a few more seconds, and starts the barely process of rising, and then the whole same like 3-second process happens again with another leg. Like this thing is taking a while to do.
Cool. I'm gonna use my quick reflexes to get out of there because
Yeah, good idea.
I can I take the chest with me or
Absolutely.
okay.
I just imagine you're like, kind of like holding it to your chest and just pushing up and just nope.
Well, that's gonna be a 28.
You just ascend very quickly. Bucket. right next to Bucket Lord and just chest bobbing right above the water now.
Xenos, my friend, we might want to get out of the water. There seems to be something underneath that is moving its way towards the horde, so we might want to gather as much as we can as quickly as we can. And frankly, my friend, I don't want you to be in a bucket when whatever is down there gets here.
Almost got it. Hold on.
You want to roll to get out of your pants
Just
again?
just kind of like wriggling back and forth, trying to get it on, and then I hit it too hard on one side, and the bucket tips over in the water. Like almost got.
As you start to like fully 180 yourself, bucket above water, head below water, you can look down and you see what Arrow saw. And I think I can better describe it now that some time has passed. It basically looks like a big crab, and on the back of the crab is all the shine.
Oh, nifty.
It is not about to break into a song and dance number. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
What are we playing this for then? Jesus.
I couldn't get your main comments in time. I'm sorry.
He's busy.
Dude. Anyway, it's just kind of like, it is there, and it is not moving very fast. It is just kind of... It got woken up by something taking something from its back, but it's not making any sort of sudden movements. It's more just like, hey, what's going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of looking around, because it felt itself get lighter, but there's no, like... It didn't, like, notice Arrow. But you do see it, and it is big.
I think I'll probably flip him back over, because, you know, I see my friend upside down in the water in a bucket.
Yeah.
You know, I'm willing to help. You know.
It's like a pinwheel.
Yeah. So I ride him back, and he's like, "Whoa, boy, this bucket's giving you quite a lot of issues, isn't it?"
No, what? No. Yeah, kinda.
Yes. Okay. Can I use my harnessing the wind and like just blow him above, back onto the deck?
Just basically, like, push him out of the water and just, woo!
Yep. Basically. Yep.
I love it. You're just rocketing him
I don't
onto
think
the
I've
deck. Do it.
walked at all during this campaign so far. I've
You
just
may
been
not
thrown and...
Tucked
That's
and pushed and propelled and at variance.
15.
You jet him out of the water, and he lands face first onto the deck and rolls a little bit with the bucket.
Yep. And victory hand again.
Gravel, Rocky, and Sue, you have been above on the deck this whole time. You saw Arrow go down and come back with a chest, which looks pretty cool. And then you saw almost maybe a little too much. Maybe didn't want to see this as much. Just an extended take of the Bucket Lord trying to wriggle out of his pants. just for an extended period of time.
Usually you have to pay a lot of extra to get to see this kind of show, guys.
Oh my god.
Are you having trouble there?
Everybody just assumes that I'm in trouble all the time. Yeah, actually, kinda.
Do you want help?
Sorry, that picture. Oh, I love it.
Oh man.
Oh,
I added your bucket.
I appreciate it.
Wow.
Okay. Yes, actually, please, if you don't mind.
I will help him get the bucket off.
Like, Gravel, are you gonna let Rocky like undo the magic?
I was just
What
gonna
the
break
send?
the bucket.
No!
That works too.
Well, as I go to break
Don't
the
you
bucket,
dare.
I'll give Gravel a chance to stop me.
Yeah, I'll undo the fusing.
Yeah, there's just this moment, Xenos, you just see like crystals appear from Rocky's fist, and it almost looks like brass knuckles made of crystal, and it does look very cool.
Whoa.
But
Do you
as
wanna be a
Rocky
bucket?
goes, you're starting to wonder, are they gonna punch me or the bucket? And then you feel yourself unfuse as Gravel like snaps their fingers, and the tools get right back into place, and everything's back to normal. Thank God. You can wriggle out of the bucket as normally as you want. You are not infused to the bucket anymore. The bucket
Says
is
you,
now
it's a
a
choice.
choice.
It is.
Now it's a
Very
lifestyle.
exactly. Thank you. Yes, that's what I was trying to get at.
Are you gonna like try and make sure Rocky doesn't break it?
Once I see that he's released, I won't break it. That's just the only
You
way I know
stop.
how to do things is break it.
You stop yourself. You're like the crystal fist kind of juts into the floor of the ship, and then just retract, and you're just like, oh. It did look really cool.
I feel like you might want to stop putting holes in the boat.
Who's putting holes in my boat?
Arrow, you kind of make it back up onto the deck with this chest, and
Yep.
it's pretty heavy now that you're not in the water, and you feel like it's full weight. It's like you can fit it in both your hands. You can hold it in both your hands, but it's not like you can toss it around. It's heavy.
Sure. So friends, there's a very large thing with legs down there, and it seems to be the thing that is carrying most of the treasure. We might want to do something about it quickly before it becomes more aware of our vessel and our intentions.
Do you want me to punch it?
Oh, Rocky, I was so hoping you would be willing to punch it.
What?
Awesome.
Punch it? No punching it. Don't do that. Honestly, what did I tell you, Arrow? I knew there was something dangerous down there.
Did it?
Adventure? Shrugging
Rocky's
shoulders.
just looking at her fists, ready to like punch, and then she's told no, and she's like, "Oh."
Did it do anything to you?
Oh, not exactly. Not yet.
Then why should we do something to it?
Exactly. You took some of its things. Maybe we should give it something in return that we don't want.
Right.
I have a terrible joke. I'm sorry.
Oh boy, I'm very excited.
I was just gonna say throws the bucket back overboard.
I can throw Zenas back overboard.
Oh no.
Fine, I want to do something about this crab thing anyway. I'm jealous of its many legs, especially because I have evolved past legs and into bucket.
Amazing. So Sue, you're used to the water, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'm gonna say whereas Arrow's used to water in the sense of like, woo, boat adventures. You probably actually took the time to learn more about like what's in the water. Is that a safe assumption that you may know a thing or two about like sea creatures and stuff?
I think so.
Yeah, maybe not like an explicit researcher, but like you've read some books.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to?
Arrow has read 0 books.
Do you just want to like roll a d20 and see if maybe you remember anything about a creature like this?
Let me see. No. That's a 3.
It's big and it sounds like it's a crab. And also Arrow woke it up. Of course he did.
Maybe I can communicate it with it, guys, and I'll flip the bucket over and kind of like wear it on my back, and I'll like kind of huddle around the ship like a hermit crab.
Xenos, this feels
Maybe
a
it'll
little
talk to me.
offensive for the crab. It sounds like he's having a bad enough day if he's already met Arrow.
Ouch.
I am a
That hurt
delight.
physically.
It washed off his arrogance. Don't worry.
Oh my god.
Arrogance.
Oh.
That's it. I'm getting the game, everybody.
There it is.
No, but Arrow, would you like to open said chest now that you're back?
Absolutely. I have a feeling I didn't hear most of that because I want to know what's in the chest.
Yeah, you were just like that whole time that whole conversation was happening. You were just like making grabby hands at the chest, and when no one was gonna stop you, you just yoink.
Yep.
And it's like there's some cogs. There's like a bunch of other random things, but it also looks like this wasn't meant to be like treasure. Like there's some cogs, there's some things that could probably sell, some cool shells that you can maybe make into stuff. But there's also like a book that seems magically untouched by the water, and like some pics that are magically untouched by the water. Some are drawings, some actually look like they were photographed. You know?
Okay.
Like old school Polaroid photographed, which is like the most technology Wyldrvir has at the moment.
Gotcha.
That's
Well,
like cutting edge. And
what is on the photographs actually?
yeah, it's a very young moon eidolon, and she's got like very flashy attire as well. Arrow, like they look like they were very, very similar in their goals to you. There's one of the little doodles was like a very obvious stick figure version of them on a boat with like their hands up.
Nice.
And although very young, scribbly handwriting makes it very hard to make out, you might be able to parse the name because this moon eidolon signed everything with her name.
Huh. Can I roll a d20 to? Because I don't think I have anything that would help with that.
Yeah,
Can I
yeah.
just roll a d20 to see? Yeah.
Yeah, you just want to focus in, maybe make out the letters from this like
Yeah.
5-year-old scrawl.
Nope. That's a solid 8.
No bell, no bell. Hard to tell. Hard to tell. There's an N. There's definitely a big N at the front.
Sure. Okay. Well, I guess I'll come to and kind of look to the crew and my friends and say, well, what should we do about this crab creature? Because we do need the treasure on its back, but Gravel might be correct. If we can get the treasure without harming it, I mean, obviously that would be best for everyone involved. Yes.
Well, I mean, I was wondering why you wanted to steal from it. I'm sure there are shiny things elsewhere.
I was also thinking this. It doesn't seem fair or nice to steal from this crab.
Does someone like?
What if he stole it first?
No, that we can't take this crab to a court of law.
Is there a court big enough?
I will say, is anyone like looking? Actually, Xenos, when you were noticing the creature, yeah, do you want to like maybe? What was your role? I don't know if you have it memorized. It's not a big deal, but I'll just say you know. You noticed as it walked, because it was kind of walking, but very idly. You know, as it walked, stuff was falling off of the shell. So think like as it moved. Some of the excess shiny things started to just kind of fall from it because there's just so much. There's just so much on this thing's shell. Bothered it? No, it just kept moving. It just was like shedding off some excess like shells and golden little trinkets because it's just so heavy.
Okay. So then I will explain to the crew that basically, and then I will do it by saying, so I think much unlike the bucket, it's not the treasure is not really fused to the shell of the crab, because it did look like some of it was just kind of trailing off as it was moving. And as I'm saying that, I'm slowly crawling over to a second bucket, and I'll crawl over to a second bucket and then kind of just hop from that one to the next one.
New bucket.
Better
New bucket, who
slightly
dis?
larger.
It's like a hermit crab.
Yeah, exactly.
He's getting bigger.
I'm trying to communicate with it.
He's evolved. Don't press B.
Nope.
But yes, Bucket Lord has decreed that shiny things have fallen off as it walked. What are your thoughts, rest of the crew?
So we can either follow it around and take all the shiny bits that fall, or just steal from it, or leave and find more shiny bits, or ask it if it can give us all its shiny bits.
Those do seem to be the choices.
Or punch it.
There we go. Yeah, I suppose.
That was always option 3.
At this juncture, Arrow's going to take a running dive off the deck and try and use his harnessing the wind to jet into the water as fast as he can towards the crab's back.
You absolutely do that.
Yep.
Okay, now hold on. We didn't decide on anything. Sue's gonna take after him as well.
And it's too late.
Oh.
14.
Okay, what did you roll, Sue?
Oh, wait.
You
I
can-
thought it was too late.
No,
I can roll?
Yeah, I meant too late in the sense of stopping him.
Oh, no. I knew I couldn't stop that boy.
Yeah, and it was like, I was going for like the cartoony, like, wait, stop, and they're already gone. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Well, it doesn't look great so far. What would I use? Harnessing the Sea or Tide Shifter?
Tide Shifter feels best.
Okay. Well, that is awful. That is a 7.
Wow.
So Arrow, like, blaze down, and you just kind of, like, begrudgingly follow. So you can still swim, it's just not as lightning fast and way more, like, regular swimming, you know?
Yeah.
Gravel, Rocky, you see these two just jump overboard, and you kind of are like, well, what are we supposed to do? But you have, like, the whole of the ship. You can... There's, like, a below decks. There's, with, like, an observation little spot. There's a bunch of different things you can do. How do you want to approach this? Or do you just want to banter? It's up to you.
Well, Rocky can't swim.
Oh, no.
So she's going to stay on the ship. But she still wants to punch the crab. So she's going to be ready to punch the crab in case it comes up.
Okay, you're cracking your knuckles, prepping yourself. Kind of get it.
Yeah, she's going to look at the Bucket Lord. And she's going to grab a chain and look at him and look at the chain. And she goes, You want to go for a trip?
Am I going to be able to walk at all
No,
in this campaign?
no.
Like,
Chosen this.
Do you
oh
want
right, I don't have legs. I have
You've
bucket. Never
chosen
mind.
this.
This is my fault.
I was just thinking I could connect or maybe Pebble can connect the chain to your belt or the bucket, and we can throw you in the water, and you can just keep slowly gathering stuff, and nobody will be the wiser.
I mean, I see what you're getting at, but that it didn't really work real well the first time.
What if I get rid of the bucket part?
But that would leave me
If
half
you
of half
put
of
the
a half
bucket
of a person.
over your head, it might be able to trap some air when you go down.
Oh my god.
My God, that's brilliant! I will immediately grab a second bucket and put it over on top. So I'm kind of like a
You
capsule.
have capsulized yourself.
I am now. I have evolved.
Double
I am
bucket.
now bucket cocoon.
Lord
something.
Buckethead.
Sure, let's go with that.
That's a real thing. So, Gravel, are you gonna go along with Rocky's plan here?
Probably not.
I don't feel like
I
it.
don't want to speak for Gravel. but
So
probably not.
to clarify, your suggestion was that I attach the chain to his belt and like lower him down.
Yes, but he put a bucket on his head.
Now that he's a bucket capsule. Now that he's a bucket
I
capsule,
am now full
it's
bucket.
probably more of like attaching it to the impasse of both buckets and like using that to like keep both bucket halves together.
But then he can't grab
Right.
anything.
Well, so I guess what I had been picturing when I explained it to him was more like a dive helmet. So it would be like, like when you put a cup over
Oh.
water.
Oh, that's amazing. Smaller. Yes, it's like a smaller bucket. That works very. Yes, I like that a lot better than what I was thinking.
So the way I envisioned it was I was gonna get like where the what do you call it, like the handles are for the buckets. They would be up toward the top of it, and then they would run the chain through that. So that way, when I hit the water, I can open up the bottom of it and kind of scoop stuff
I
in and then
see.
close it again.
Yeah, in that case, I will attach the chain thusly.
Xenos, are you going for
Yeah.
sort of a like the original submarine, like the turtle?
Similar, yes, very similar to that.
Yeah, okay, cool. Good.
I'm glad we're all on the same page here.
10-4.
Amazing. So you're just under the water now. It's great. I imagine that Gravel's holding on to the chain from there and probably has to like. I imagine like when you need some air, if the other bucket fails, if you need to come up for air, you can like yank on the chain and Gravel will
I
have
mean,
to pull
hopefully
you back,
we'll see what happens.
get some air, and probably descend you back down. Yeah. So Gravel, you're holding this chain kind of half focused on it as Rocky's just like getting hype and like punching the air on the deck.
She's
Yeah,
Seeing that she's super eager to go down, is there a way I could use either geomancy or harnessing the stone to cause some? I don't know what the seafloor is like here, but if it were stone or there were parts of stone, could I make like stone pillars, like stairs, basically come up out of the seafloor so that she could walk down to forego swimming?
That sounds awesome, and I will allow it depending on how good of a roll you have it
Okay.
for it. Because that,
Um.
but you can absolutely try. That sounds
Okay.
awesome.
Which of those should
You
I
have
use?
my full support. Geomancy is like the more general one. Harnessing the stone has like some more specific niche uses, whereas geomancy is like the whole gambit. So I get
Can I help with my harness system?
yes, absolutely.
Okay, so that's an 18 for my geomancy.
Ooh, that's really good. And,
Nice.
oh my god.
25.
Twin power.
Wow.
Twin
The
power.
stones together you create a stone staircase that is also like self-contained, like you can see out of it and you can step out of it, but basically when you're on the stairs you don't have to worry about like water coming in and or breath. Like you're fine so long as you're in this little cavern you've just
Wow.
created into the ocean floor. So you could just walk right off the deck and just down some steps.
I'm just glad they threw me before they did that.
Yeah, right.
Well, did I really?
Rocky was real excited about throwing you, so I had to. And then Pebble's like, "We should make a stair." She's like, "Oh, that makes so much fucking sense."
Cool.
We should do this. So back down into the water. Arrow, you've made it to the crab very quickly, and I think Sue is barely beginning to catch up. And true to form, as this thing keeps walking away, a bunch of just shiny things have just fallen off the carapace, and just it doesn't seem to be going back for them. It's just kind of like, oof,
Yeah.
you know,
I
that thing.
think I'm gonna go for the stuff on. Now, true to form, he's gonna go for stuff on the back.
Okay, you just go right for
Yeah,
it.
I think it's a daredevil thing in this juncture. Yeah, because
Yeah, you can go for it. You're just trying to like grab it and go before they can even notice. Like,
yeah.
very cool.
Oh,
Two,
it's a 5.
amazing. So Sue, you make it to this thing's back, and you see that it is dropping stuff left and right. No problems whatsoever about it. You know.
Mhm.
And you get the realization that if you just trail this thing, you will absolutely pick up more than what you need for this mercantile festival, you know? But as you come to this realization, you see Arrow basically make a dive bomb for the back.
My goodness. Okay.
Or actually, sorry, you go.
Are you sure? Because I was going to try to use cryomancy to like weigh you down or something, or stop you.
Oh, then probably not. I does the crab notice me? Because that really depends on what I do next.
You definitely make a thump, and it definitely seems shaken, but it doesn't like quite know to like inspect its back. Also, that's a lot of effort.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's what we're doing. I want to swim around with its face,
You do that.
and I want to use my illusionist to appear as a very large kraken.
You can absolutely try.
Please. That's 12. Okay.
You appeared as a pretty decent sized kraken, and this thing like looks at it, is taken aback at how a kraken just sort of came out of there. Less like, oh
Sure,
god,
yep,
a kraken, more like, whoa, where did you come from? You know, stops for a second and just kind of like slowly, like it looks like it's trying to run, but it's like more of like a slow, like, oh no, have to turn this way to the right, and just like slowly, faster than before, but still very slow, trying to like inch its way away from this thing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get it to move a little bit faster so that like more treasure falls off its back.
Oh, absolutely more. It's just like complete, like when you spooked it, it shook and like a ton just right off. And like as it's moving faster, more is trailing, but it's moving more to the right now.
Okay, cool. I just kind of want to I just kind of want to put myself between it and all my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like spook it off at this point.
Yeah, so basically when it turns right, you turn right and just keep getting in its way just to spook it as much as possible. Like sightline tag sort of deal, or are you just happy with the one? Or are you
More just like just trying to like wave it off so that it just doesn't mess with Sue or anybody else in the water.
And so now that everyone is underneath the water, you all see Arrow do this, and you see this crab basically do the crab equivalent of run away.
Can I use harness the stone to capture its back leg so it gets stuck and then like rears up maybe?
You can absolutely do that.
I don't want to hurt it.
You don't want to hurt it. It's more just like keeping it in place. You're not like clamping it down. You're just like putting little like big tubes around its legs.
A whopping 8.
You manage to do it to one of the legs, and it rears up and drops a bit more of the treasure, but it breaks out pretty quick, and like is now even more spooked and is moving faster.
Yay, shinies.
There's like a sizable amount of treasure to explore right now. Like it's not as much as the thing had, but it's probably more than you would have gotten today. You could still make chase, or you can just grab what you got here. It's up to you.
GM, quick question.
Yeah.
I know I'm not necessarily like a book learned individual.
Yeah.
But I have been on the seas. I mean, would I know anything about this kind of crabs?
You can make a roll for it. That makes sense. Just maybe D20.
Yeah. No, it's a 6.
You might know a little bit. You know that these big crabs like to stay in one place shoot out their big pincers at fish, bring the fish in, eat, remain there. They only move every once in a while.
Okay, so they're mostly like a
It's
they're-
possible that the treasure buildup wasn't on. Yeah, and it's possible the treasure buildup wasn't on purpose.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Maybe he just wants help and he wants us to take all his treasure.
Say, could I
Then I-
could I use like tide shifter or something to try to clear off his back?
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, you could do so.
Okay.
Ooh. Can I join you with that, Sue? Can I see her doing that and also time
You know,
shift?
you see them like start this process, and you're just like, "Oh, that's smart."
Yep.
I'll have help because I roll very bad. Oh, goodness.
Oh man.
That is a 9.
Ooh.
13 for me.
So as you push off this treasure, I'm gonna say that that's enough to do it because it's not very hardly attached. You know what I mean? Like most of it should have fallen off by now anyway. There's very little. As you push this off with the tide and the waves, you see like a big light, a bunch of lights just start appearing up on to the seafloor. These trinkets and golden things covered this bright luminescent shell, and it's possibly more pretty than the hoard of shinies, depending on who you ask. And like now, free of all that golden stuff, the thing can move a bit faster and starts like almost rollicking around and moving back onto the seafloor. These like brilliant greens and reds just illuminating from the shell, and it just kind of sees all of you, uses its crab claw to wave a bit, and goes about its merry way.
Aw. The real riches were
I'm
the crabs
happy I
we freed
didn't-
along the way.
This is the first time I'm happy
Right.
I didn't punch something.
And now you have a hoard of stuff.
Hooray!
Probably more than enough to make quite a killing at that mercantile festival.
Can I swim up to gravel?
I'm on the deck of the ship
Travel.
still, holding a chain apparently.
Oh, I'm gonna. Well, I'm gonna swim up to the top and say, Gravel, you're the one who created the stairs,
Indeed.
correct? Is there any way that you could animate them so that it could be a conveyor belt to get the gold from the bottom of the seafloor up to our ship?
Is that a thing that's possible?
That is cool enough for me to say go for it.
Maybe with both of us we can do it.
Yeah, between the two of you, and maybe with Sue and Arrow, like causing like the starting push with the tide to push it onto this conveyor belt. Like it's more of like a water put. You know what I mean? It's like the reverse of a water slide. It's like the water's pushing it up.
I am not helping. I got a 6.
No, I said toward the ship.
Is that harnessing the stone?
Yeah, I do like this stuff. So the moon eidolons are like pushing it forward with the water, and the stone eidolons are pulling it in with the stone, and it's just like this
I think
cool
it's mostly the moon eidolons because I got a 6.
conveyor belt that you've made together.
I'm gonna try and use harnessing the wind to kind of blow a little bit more of the water out of the way. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Okay, that's 17.
That works. Sue, are you gonna help out?
Yes. I was wondering, could I roll my tactician attribute just to kind of like see if she knows the best way to do this, or?
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Nice.
Go for it.
Okay, cool.
Oh, that's a really good roll.
Oh, good.
So
Okay. I can't do math. That's 24.
you instantly, like, in your head, you see the blueprints for this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're seeing how it works. And
Nice.
I think with that good of a roll, we'll just say you're able to, like, push with the tides at, like, just the right point to make all of it kind of work.
Cool.
And as it's being conveyed up, I think maybe Rocky's, like, getting it from the top of the stairs onto the boat via throwing. Like, Rocky might be waiting at the top of the staircase, grab some of the treasure that gets pushed up, just yoinks it onto the
She's
ship.
very enthusiastic about it.
Just tossing it. Everyone's pitching in, and the bucket lord is dangling
Yes.
from their bucket. Just in total freedom.
While I was
Alright.
down in the water, was I able to get close enough to any of the treasure while we're pulling all this stuff up?
You could probably have grabbed some.
Okay. Can I say that I found a some kind? I don't know where this came from. It was just there, like a small golden bucket on a chain or something.
Yes.
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 Oh my god.
Beautiful.
It was meant to be. It's meant to be. You just You maybe replace the bottom bucket, this regular old bucket, with the golden bucket. And like as Gravel pulls you up, Gravel, you see their bucket the bottom bucket is now golden, and that wasn't the way it was before.
I upgraded,
How nice for you.
right?
There's something there that wasn't there before.
Just as a lot of you make it back to the deck, and probably after all the treasure's been brought up and the staircase can just return to the seafloor and the anchor is pulled up, you all get to like peek around, and sure enough, just about anything relatively treasury is here. There is like cool shells, very bioluminescent shells like the crabs but smaller. There's like cogs, of course, actual like little golden doubloon kind of things. Probably don't go for any sort of real currency now, but they look real neat. just about anything you could want to sell at this mercantile festival is laid out and sprawled before you. What do you do?
I'm making gold angels, cog angels.
Yes, treasure angels, wonderful.
Yes, I'll try to do the same thing, but it won't come out nearly as good.
I think that's a beautiful. Yeah. Arrow, are you still gonna look at that book that you found?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I'm not the most booky guy, but you know, I think I probably go to a quiet part of the ship, you know, because I don't like letting people know that I can know how to read. But you know,
I don't want to show off in front of them. Yeah.
read.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I'll take a look at the book.
I'm gonna say at the very end, you can see that like someone wrote in a much more legible handwriting, and it's a parental figure who wrote. You know what I mean? It's very clear that this was all done by a child, and like the parent wrote at the very back of the book, and it's like 10 years ago. Like gives a date that was 10 years ago. My daughter wanted to make a time capsule, and so we set out to grab just as many things as we could, and we stuffed them in the chest, and we threw them in the water. And this book is a note to anyone who finds this capsule, no matter how long you find it, to bring it to my daughter, Noelani. And you would know rather instantly that Noelani is the leader of Maritol.
Oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, and I get actually really excited by this, and you know that like that's a way that I can clear my family's name in the Maritol from our banishment. So yeah, I think he's pretty excited at this point. He just tucks the book away, and he stands up from the deck and he's like, "Everyone, we must get back to Maritol immediately. The Mercantile Fest and other things. We have many things to do back in Maritol."
So you're done with adventuring?
Well, this leg of the adventure.
You're done with being kicked out of Maritol, too?
I do believe I have something that can remedy said situation.
Does that mean you don't need your ship anymore? Can I have your ship?
You cannot have my ship.
Oh.
But you may adventure with me the next time we go out.
And the ship turns back to Maritol, and you guys banter and sail off to head to the Mercantile Festival. And I believe that is the best place to call this one-shot.
The Bucket Lord demands tribute in the form of applause.
Woo!
All right, I'm satiated.
Well, we went off from nothing, and I think we had a pretty good time.
That was a blast.
That was a lot of fun.
That was amazing. Yes, thank you.
Awesome.
All right, let's get some actual applause here.
Honestly, I saw how you guys were for your character. And I saw in the group chat how excited you guys were for the characters, and I had this idea of like, well, when people play, they can probably start from one of these tiny plat hooks and build. And I wanted to try that with you guys, and I think it worked out really well. So yeah, I'm glad you guys had a good time.
Well, thank you for running it for
Very
us.
fun.
This was great.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Cool.
This was a great time.
Oh yeah.
So let's go down the list and have everybody tell us who you are and where they can find you, and like links and stuff like that. And we'll just go down. First, we'll start with B, since you DM'd.
Oh, thank you. I am a couple places. Obviously, all things Wyldrvir, you will find me. We have a server. We have a Instagram at Wyldrvir_RPG. And just at Wyldrvir on Twitter. It is spelled Wyldrvir. I felt like I just was on a spelling bee, please. I'm also part of the Frostwalkers podcast. That you can look that up by name anywhere, and you will find it. That is me.
All right, Joel.
Well, I am Joel Shalda. I am an indie TTRPG creator, creating weird one-shots and sometimes longer systems. I do a dedicated release on the 15th of every month. You can find me on Twitter at Saldamander, that's SALDAMANDAR, or at itch.io at The Big Tabletop.
Sheryl.
Hi, I'm Sheryl. I'm a grad student and science communicator, so you can find my stuff on Twitter and YouTube at The Roving Naturalist. And I'm also the coordinator for the Nature Check project, which is a series of TTRPGs played by scientists. I'm the DM for the ARDA campaign, and you can find us at twitch.tv/naturecheckdnd.
And Dan.
I'm Dan, and I'm not in many places, but you can find me on Twitter at Lonnie, Lani, Dan, Dandee. And I also am the DM for The Last Tapestry podcast, which is just at The Last Tapestry.
Awesome. This was a lot of fun, and I am so glad that we got to play.
The Bucket Lord needs no introduction.
Greg and I can be found at Beholder to No One on Twitter and Facebook, and you can listen to our podcasts wherever podcasts are. Also at Beholder to No One. And yeah, that's the end of the episode. So thanks, guys.
Thank you for having us on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Woo!